Did President Trump intentionally mislead the American people about the threat of COVID, a pandemic that has now cost the lives of nearly 200,000 Americans?
Absolutely not. This president, at a time when you're facing insurmountable challenges, it's important to express confidence. It's important to express calm.
Always play it down. Is playing it down, is that expressing calm? It seems dishonest. It seems.
Can you read the rest of the quote?
That's how much they put in there.
Oh, you excluded the last part.
We'll play the full thing on 60 Minutes on Sunday. Do you deny that he misled the American people
of course
about the
I
threat
deny
of this
that.
pandemic?
And he makes clear that he doesn't want to see chaos, by the way, is the second part of the quote, which you failed to read. The president, just days after having this discussion with Bob Woodward, said this from this podium. On March 30th, he said, "I do want them to stay calm. We are doing a great job. If you look at the individual statements, they're all true. Stay calm. It will go away, but it's important to stay calm." So this president does what leaders do, good leaders. It's stay calm and resolute at a time when you face an insurmountable challenge. That's what this president has done.
It will not appear that the president lied to the American public about the threat posed by COVID.
The president has never lied to the American public on COVID. The president's been the president was expressing calm, and his actions reflect that. On January 6th, the CDC issued a Wuhan travel notice before any confirmed U.S. cases, among a number of other actions. And I'd refer you to Dr. Fauci, who said that this president has an impressive response. I can't imagine under any circumstance that anyone could be doing anything more. That is the record of this president.
You quoted Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci is also apparently on the record saying of President Trump that his attention span is like a minus number and his sole purpose is to get reelected. That's according to veteran journalist Bob Woodward. I think the bottom line here is that the president, by his own admission in private on the record, acknowledged the depth of this crisis and yet told the American people something very different. How is that at its core not an abject betrayal of the public trust?
The president has always been clear-eyed with the American people. He was always clear-eyed about the lives we could lose. Again, from this podium, he acknowledged that this was serious back in March, that 100,000, 200,000 lives could be lost. And with regard to Dr. Fauci, you're referring to a quote he allegedly told Bob Woodward, and I can give you quotes that we can all play on loop and video of him saying that this response was impressive, and he can't imagine anyone under any circumstance doing anything better. Dr. Fauci saying this, I can just tell you the president, the first and only time I went and said, you need to do mitigation strongly, the response was, yes, we will do it. The second time I went with Dr. Birx to the president and said 15 days to slow the spread are not enough, we need to go to 30 days. Obviously, there were a lot of people who had problems with that because of potential secondary effects. Nonetheless, the president went with the health recommendations. So there's a long litany of praise from Dr. Fauci, and you're referencing something he allegedly told Bob Woodward.
It's on tape. It's on tape, Kayleigh.
Well, I'm reading to you what Dr. Fauci has said very publicly for all to see, and we can all play those video clips. I can get them in your inbox.
When he downplayed the virus initially, and he knew that how contagious and deadly it was, I don't understand how that can.
The president never downplayed the virus. Once again, the president expressed calm. The president was serious about this when Democrats were pursuing their sham impeachment. He was expressing calm.
If you were wondering the extent to which this administration is willing to gaslight you, it's the White House press secretary coming out in front of the American people to say that Trump never downplayed the virus only minutes after this video of Trump literally downplaying the virus was released.
Now it's turning out it's not just old people, Bob. Just today and yesterday, some startling facts came out. It's not just older.
Yeah, exactly.
Young people, to plenty of young people.
So
what's going on
give me a moment of talking to somebody, going through this with Fauci or somebody who kind of it caused a pivot in your mind, because it's clear just from what's on the public record that you went through a pivot on this to, oh my God, the gravity is almost inexplicable and unexplainable.
Well, I think, Bob, really, to be honest with you,
sure, I want you to.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes,
because I don't want to create a panic.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down. That Kayleigh can say with a straight face that Trump never downplayed the virus when Donald Trump himself is literally on tape saying the words, I always wanted to play it down, goes to show that there is no lengths to which she won't go to lie to the American people. Kayleigh then goes on to say that the president has never lied to the American people on COVID. I guess this is the part where I would remind you that Trump has said that cases would go from 15 down to 0, that it would disappear like a miracle, that it would vanish with the heat, that it was no different from the flu, that people can still go to work, that it was completely under control, that anyone who wants a test can get a test. The list goes on and on. Not only has Trump lied about coronavirus, but it was his lies that actually exacerbated this crisis. When we could have been taking measures to get the outbreak under control, Trump was busy fomenting protests against life-saving stay-at-home orders. He was busy politicizing masks. He was busy telling his supporters that this was the new Democratic hoax. So not only did he fail to stop the virus, he was responsible for its spread. Kayleigh went on to conflate expressing calm with outright lying, claiming that Trump has some duty to mislead the entire country as part of an effort to lure us into a false sense of security. She even says that the reason Trump pretended that everything was fine was because he didn't want to incite chaos. And I'm just gonna go out on a limb here. Having 200,000 dead Americans, 8.5% unemployment, and 11 million jobs lost is just a tad bit more chaotic than if he was simply honest about the virus from the beginning and kept the death toll and economic turmoil to a minimum. I'm not sure what this administration's definition of chaos is, but I'm pretty sure they failed at avoiding it. The point is that what the American people needed wasn't calm, it was honesty. Voters didn't entrust him with the job to lie, it was to keep this country prepared and keep its people safe, and Trump did neither. So Kayleigh will claim that he was exercising his judgment, but we all know why he did what he did. He was protecting himself and his own re-election. He didn't want to spook the markets or say anything that might hurt the economy, considering those things were his biggest talking points heading into November. And so in an effort to protect himself, he took actions that would ultimately result in 200,000 dead Americans and counting. Aside from Trump's culpability here, it should also put into full perspective just how easily members of this administration will lie. Kayleigh just stood in front of the American people and tried to convince us that Trump didn't say the thing that he was just caught on tape saying. It should show you that there is no lie too shameless for them to peddle in their desperation to prop up Donald Trump. While you're here, please subscribe to my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I take a deeper dive into the week's biggest stories and interview major players in the world of politics, like Kamala Harris, Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, Nancy Pelosi, Cory Booker, Eric Swalwell, and many more. Again, that's No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.